Y'all, you can tell this is our first podcast. We talking over each other. I'm mumbling my words. My head is big. I don't have on my lashes. Nothing.
You're not even drinking wine. That's me.
I told you I was gonna drink some water, but I ran out of water, so I'm just gonna sit here and be thirsty. We're not even drunk.
Not yet.
Okay, this is grown ass women talking shit. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Loni Love, comedian, actress, Emmy-winning talk show host, and I'm with my girl. Who was you again?
If I'm your girl, then why don't you know who I am?
Introduce yourself to the world, Erica.
Introduce yourself. Okay. Introduce yourself. I'm Erica Montolfo. I'm a writer, showrunner, Lonnie's super fun sidekick, and I've got some awards too, by the way. I'm bringing in my NAACP image awards that look like two balls.
You know what? The reason why we did this podcast is because, we're two women that are in this industry and we want to begin this conversation. We're grown ass women. We want to talk our shit. We want to be unapologetic. And that is what this podcast is about. This will be our pre-launch.
Yes. Hence the name Grown Ass Women Talking Shit.
You came up with the name Women Talking Shit. Why?
Because listen, here's a little backstory. Loni and I were on strike because I'm a writer and she's an actress, an award-winning talk show
That's
host.
Right. Don't forget that part.
And comedian. And we were, had a little free time on our hands. So we were having some cocktails and we just started talking shit. And we're grown-ass women. Listen, we've earned our right to talk shit.
That's right. And, the thing is, we're going to give you some inside pointers of what's happening in the industry. We're going to have celebrity guests and friends coming in, giving their take on what it's like to be 40 and beyond. And I think this is something that is really, really needed. And what you're going to see is that for years, women have been stifled. Women, I think, have been shamed into actually talking and expressing themselves. And it's a new day. For you, Erica, was there ever a time in your life where you felt like you couldn't really be yourself and be authentic with your voice?
Yeah, I mean, I've never been, one to hold my tongue. I've always been kind of a mouthy little girl. But I will say, not knowing who I was and maybe having to, adjust myself to who I was around or who I was dating or who I was married to, maybe that was inauthentic. But I think now, obviously, at this age and all the experiences I've had, I really, don't have to be anyone for anyone. You know what I mean? I just have to be me. And I think that's what's so great and freeing about talking shit because listen, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but, this is how I feel. And, unapologetically. So I think it's cathartic. It gets all of the angst out. And so after our little talks, I feel lighter and better. And like we've had a community together where we get to, realize that we have similar, thoughts. And then sometimes we have differences of opinion, which is okay too. But I think all of it adds to, making all of us women feel more well-rounded and feel a part of something and feel like we're being heard. And that's huge. Being heard is a big thing.
That's what we mean by when we say talking shit, we mean being able to be yourselves, express yourselves the way you think. And even if you have to swear, let me tell you something about profanity. Profanity, the research has shown, releases so much, stress out of your body that sometimes is needed. But for years, if you swear, you're not ladylike, you're ghetto, or you're not a lady, or
ratchet.
You're ratchet, and it's like, honey, those days are gone. I mean, we're paying the bills. We're raising children. We are dealing with multi-million-dollar companies. We are pitching things. We're in charge. And so, it's important for women to understand sometimes you gotta cut a bitch. Sometimes you gotta let a bitch know. Sometimes it's okay. And, the thing is that women are very nurturing as well. But it's okay to say, hey, this shit don't work. It's all
Absolutely.
right. And you're still a woman. I think for years it's like this system in America that women have to, like, if you get married, then you're the second. Your husband makes all the decisions and you're the second, which we all know a lot of times women have been holding the household down with a man or without a man. So it doesn't matter. The reason why we want this type of podcast is because we want any woman to come on here. We're going to be dealing with episodes and topics that are concerning to women and that may be taboo to certain women. Maybe you can learn something from it, the topics, but it's going to be real. It's going to be authentic. And we only want real and authentic women, not women that are scared to put out their voices. I learned the importance of talking shit during a daytime talk show for 9 seasons. When you're giving your opinions, yes, there will be people that agree with you, and there are going to be a lot more people that disagree with you. And you have to learn how to adjust and hold to that. And that's the real reason why I think a lot of women don't talk shit, because they don't want to hear the backlash about something. But if that's how you feel, and we have to learn to start having conversations where if you and I don't agree on something, Erica, okay, it's okay, but we can talk it out. We don't have to hate each other after that, And this is open. This type of podcast is open to all women
and all ages.
Yes, but particularly because in this industry, when you get a certain age, they try to throw you out the pasture. You is not worthy. No
Tell
more.
me about it.
And that's not
Preach.
true. That's not true. Things are changing. You have Jean Smart from Hacks. She's over and she's in her 70s. She's winning Emmys. She's leading her story. And I just love to see that, type of thing. You had on Bounce, you had At Your Age, which was led by my friend Kim Whitley and Tisha Campbell Martin. And she's not married anymore. Tisha Campbell, she killed me if I keep saying her ex-married name. Sorry, Tish.
I just got rid of my third name too, so
not the third. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I'm back to Montolfo. I had to ditch the last husband name.
I know your name was like Burra.
I know. It was Montolfo Burra, but yeah, the Burra's gone now.
Oh, we're gonna get into all of that.
Yeah, so get it right. I'm with Tisha. Like, let's not give anybody their flowers who don't deserve them. Okay.
I love it. I love it. So this is what the podcast is about. We're just going to be every week discussing things, having great guests, and we'll begin sharing new episodes every week starting September 5th. But before we get started, how has your summer been, Erica? Did you move? You did something, right?
I just moved from a home that I had for 10 years with the husbands whose name we lopped off. And now I'm in an apartment, but I will tell you, I mean, I have a very famous neighbor, and I can't tell you who it is. But if you guys,
this is not like no 1-bedroom in the valley. This is like
no. I told you, your girl fancy, and little did I know that I was going to be like literally neighbors with someone who's super famous. And I will tell you, just be aware, because the only reason I even knew this person lived here, I was doing my utilities, right? So you have to change your utilities over. And this special utility guy that handles the building, he's like, I Googled you, and so I know, who you are. And, I know, you're going to like this building because there's a lot of people who are in your industry in here. He's like, the one thing about utilities is the one thing that you have to give your real name and your real birthday. So I'm like, oh shit, he knows how old I am in real life.
Uh-oh.
And I know, I'm like, I got to go. He's like, so you have to give your real credit card. You can't have business managers putting your utilities in their name. So he goes, there's someone else in the building who I know is there because I had to take their real credit card and their real name. Again, I'm not going to give it away.
You're not going to give it away? Well, then what you tell us for? If I guess.
Do you want me to give you a clue? Got a clue?
Yeah,
I'll give you a clue. It rhymes with honest. Him and his wife. Yeah.
Is he a rapper?
I officially did not say it. I mean, among other things, They're both lovely. I saw her first because I came to get my keys, and my dog. I thought I would never see them because, yeah, like, oh, maybe they just have this place for, like, you know, he's like a little office for his, like, you know, business. So sometimes there's music people there. Sometimes there'll be like clothes hangers. So it's like, you're designing and whatever they're doing. So I thought maybe they'll just be there for that. But they're like literally here. Like I cannot move for them. Like I run into all the time. I mean, they're very lovely. So yeah, I mean, they're here. So that's my exciting pop culture summer story.
Oh, wow. That's a
So
great summer, though.
you didn't hear it from me. You didn't hear it from
No,
me.
we didn't hear it. Nobody tells anybody that we heard that Erica has a new rapper neighbor. That is going to be great.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
well,
I'll
whatever.
I'll keep you posted of
With a
all
naked
the
wife.
the sightings. I'll keep you. Yes.
I
Of the
love that.
That'll be a segment. My famous neighbor.
That's going to be great for the fall. So you guys have to tune into that. And also, you know, the only thing I've been doing is working this summer.
You've been working a lot.
It's been
You're always traveling.
The work has been so slow in the industry. I did the American British Bake Off. They flew me to London. I've been flying all over the world this summer. That's all I've been doing is going places and working because there's no jobs in LA. So you're going to see all of that come this fall. There's a bunch of stuff that I've been shooting all around the world, and that's been great. So that's been my summer. As a matter of fact, next week I'm going to Atlanta to shoot 83,000 episodes of Pictionary.
Oh, shut up. all in one day.
They're gonna shoot
do
it all in one day. We're gonna fly you down. We're gonna take care of you. And you're gonna do 83,000 episodes. Hey, I'll take the work.
Absolutely.
It's like I'll
Listen.
take the work. You know, it's hard time. But you've also got a new show that you're working on right now, right?
I do. I mean, should I do a plug? I mean, I might as well.
I might as well
Since,
tell
since you're
everybody.
plugging all your shit. I have a new show on CBS coming in October called it's the Tiffany Network, they call it. Meow meow. And but it's a show called Papa's House, and it stars Damon Wayans Sr. and Damon Wayans Jr. And it's really fun. It's having a lot of fun over there. So yeah, so listen, we're working. We can't complain. This is a crazy time in this industry, especially for comedy, you know, so we're very lucky to be working. So
definitely blessed, but also blessed to be working together. And with that said, I'm going to go into what's been happening this summer. You got the Olympics, you got this crazy election.
Well, just a little add-on when we're talking
What?
shit. I like to talk shit with a glass of wine. So my take will be Erica after a glass of wine. That's when my shit talking gets real. So,
Okay, that's
so
the
get
next
ready.
segment.
Oh,
The next segment.
did I jump the
Producer
gun?
told us to wait before we go to the next segment. You ain't paying attention.
I'm not a talk show host, clearly.
We're not even drunk.
Not yet.
Okay, this is grown ass women talking shit. Welcome back to Grown Ass Women Talking Shit. Now, in this segment, this is what we're going to call the tea, aka Erica after a glass of wine. Okay, this is the thing. We have this wonderful new producer, CJ, and he says, we have to give Erica a segment.
Yeah, that was TJ's idea.
It's CJ. Are you been
Oh.
already? It's CJ. And
need to
so
delve into
he
it.
says, why don't we have Erica talk about gossip? And I was like, CJ, Erica don't know nothing about gossip. I tell her all the gossip.
That's true.
This is the beauty of it, is that Erica is so good because she is a writer. She's so good with her takes on something. Like I'll explain something. She goes, that don't sound right to me. So I said, wow, this would be a good segment. So we decided to make this segment Erica after a glass of wine. She's going to be relaxed. I'm going to tell her some things that's happening in the world, and I want to get her unique take on it. First of all, your girl JLo and Ben are splitting up. Are you sad, Erica? What is happening?
Listen, you know I love love, but nobody is surprised about this. My number one rule is do not circle back. You don't do the circle back. It's just never works out. You left that person for a reason, so keep moving. Keep on moving.
Oh,
Next.
Well, also sad news: Cardi B and Offset have officially. Cardi filed for divorce from Offset. Apparently, allegedly, he was cheating, and she's also pregnant with her third child. So she, in one day, announced her pregnancy and announced her divorce. Is that baller or what, Erica?
I mean, these girls today. I live your life, baby. Live your life. You know Offset though, right?
Yeah, I do know Offset, and okay, this is my take on this. I believe that Offset is. We did this thing for breast cancer, and it was on BET, and he was there, and his grandmother had breast cancer, and he donated some money, and he spoke at the event, and it was a wonderful event. But I got to spend some time with him. I think that he is a young man who has come into some money. And I just think he was not ready to settle down. And when you're a young, hot rapper and you got all this young pussy around you, who gonna say no?
I know. Well, that's the problem with being young, period. Like, listen, when I was young, I loved a bad boy. You know, we all do. But as you get older, I'm a rep for the accountants. Accountants try really hard to make you happy. I don't need a rapper at this point in my life. I like an accountant.
You know, it's really hard to have a relationship when you're in this industry and,
yes.
And things are happening for you and you kind of like don't know yourself. But, I have to applaud because Cardi really tries to keep her family together. I think she wants to have all her kids by the same guy. But, it comes to a point, and we will have some episodes where we talk about, hey, when do you let this guy go? Like, how long do you allow someone to misuse you or to cheat, And I'm not talking about him because it's all allegedly, but,
right.
When do you make the decision? And so for her, I just wish her well. I've met her too. She's wonderful and she's, energetic. But when you think about it, maybe we could have got an album by now. You
will. You'll get an album from her for sure. I think she'll do a Taylor Swift on this one. And I think, to your point, the fact that she has as much power as him is inspiring because she can walk away even though she's pregnant. If she was a normal girl with a boyfriend who's cheating on her, she might not walk away because she would be dependent on him. But good for her. Go do you and raise your kids and co-parent responsibly.
And nothing's wrong with trying to make it work. That's your husband. But
sure.
At a certain time, it's like, okay. My thing is just keep it to yourself. Like, stop announcing it. It's like, just let it go.
Listen, I mean, everything's an announcement. That's why I give it to JLo.
JLo is not making no announcement. Whatever moves they make it, they're just making.
Their announcement is her taking pictures on a yacht in, in Ibiza.
She's not
or whatever.
writing a fake formal announcement going, we both love each other. We just can't be together.
You are not trying to give JLo credit for keeping things under wraps. She did a whole movie about their relationship.
Leave JLo alone. I love JLo.
I love her too, but she's made all the wrong moves. All the wrong moves. I love her too. I love love too, and I love being in love, and I would love to get married again in spite of all the craziness. But like, come on now. I mean, everyone saw that coming. Her friends were telling her, don't make a movie with your own money about the circle back.
It was the donuts. That's what it was.
It was the donuts.
The Dunkin' Donuts. Well, someone who's still married and happy, Beyonce. What do you feel about this country song album, Cowboy Carter?
Well, listen, she can do no wrong, but I do have a beef, not with Beyonce, but I had not an altercation. Someone gave me a backhanded compliment because you could see I have new blonde Beyonce hair.
Oh,
and
yes.
So my hairdresser who did it, he was like, "Oh, you look so good. You look like Beyonce's cousin." Now, how the shady, right? That's the shadiest compliment. Like, not like you look like Beyonce. He's like, you look like Beyonce's cousin.
No, he
like,
could have said you look like Miss Tina. So that's not that.
Miss Tina's hot. I'd rather that than her cousin. You don't know she got some roundaway cousins in Texas.
No,
Please.
she has some wonderful cousins. I know one of them, Angie, Angie Beyonce.
I don't know her.
Ooh.
I don't know her.
Ooh. Well, you do look nice. You do.
Well, thank you.
You look nice. Another thing, we've had the Olympics, the 2024 Olympics in Paris. Erica, have you been able to catch up with anything with the Olympics?
Darling, I'm all about Paris. I'm all about the Olympics. I love it all. I love sports. I love the competition. I love the backstories. I'm here for the drama.
You know, our girl Beyonce, she actually welcomed the Team USA on NBC. They did a recorded where she used her song "Ya Ya," and she actually opened up and introduced the athletes. So that was kind of cute.
I mean, listen, I think that Beyonce is low-key political, which I love. Because she'll come out, she'll put her little song out there, she'll give you a little intro, but she's not going to go all in and give you a full-on performance or an endorsement. And I think, she gave Kamala a little song too, so she's low-key with it, but she's, we know where she stands. So I love me some B.
Well, did you like the opening ceremony? There was a little bit of controversy with some of the opening ceremony because people that don't understand French culture, I believe, mistaken the opening, one part of it, as a replica of the Last Supper, when it was really an actual replica of a French painting that is just as it's not Christian-y. It was more worldly, but for lack of a better term, it wasn't Christian-y at all. I mean, but
it wasn't Jesus-y.
Yeah, at all. It wasn't. So, but I don't know if you were able to catch that.
I did, and that's what, just going back to the first part about the crazy painting and the other French, little tidbits that were put into the beginning. I love French people. I love France. I think, having the opening ceremony in having the Eiffel Tower in the background, like how amazing. And then they took us on this ride with marionettes, and then you see like Marie Antoinette's head chopped off, and you're like, okay, they're going there. And then you get to the menage a trois. And so by that point, I'm like, okay, they're going for it. Like, so by the time I get to the Jesus-y painting or, the Christian-y painting, I'm like, okay, well, I'm desensitized at that point. Like, this is France. This is what French people do. And I just imagine like this producer, kind of like CJ with his ideas. It's like, we go to show the world that we are Paris. This is how we do it. So he just went crazy. And they're like, okay.
This is the thing. Americans have to realize that there are other countries.
Yes, besides America. Exactly.
Wait a minute. Now, what are they doing? Exactly. What is that man with that apple? And why is his ass out? And why is he blue? What is happening?
Well,
it's like,
well, when the clowns went into the room together and shut the door, I was like, okay, this is like, this is risque. But listen, I'm here for it. I knew it was going to be trouble for kids. Well, yeah, but people watching with their kids, I thought, okay, maybe this might be a little much. But
ain't nobody.
You don't have to explain to your kids.
They did have the option to edit. I feel like if NBC knew that, for the prime time that there was some risque things, that's why we have standards and practices, and they should have made sure that at least for that they, did some type of editing for the prime time. But I mean, if it's running live, there's nothing you can do. But what I wanted to get to was that opening ceremony was the comeback of the great Celine Dion. She surprised everyone. She was on top of the Eiffel Tower with her handmade dress that had 3 million zillion beads, and she sung. And for those that have been under a rock and don't know, Celine Dion has been very ill. She has this condition called stiff person's disease, which caused her to actually have to cancel. And this is a very rare disease. Like, I think maybe 14 people in the world have this disease, but it's a very rare disease, and they call it stiff people because you cannot your muscles eventually stop moving, and once it stops moving, it affects your nervous system and all of that. So she was diagnosed with this, and we didn't think she would be able to sing again, but at 56 years old, she has been battling it, and she has been able to come back and sing. So that was just a wonderful thing.
Miss Dion. I mean, come on. I mean, of all the triumphs of triumphs, between the Arc de Triomphe and in the Eiffel Tower, she stood in all her glory. I mean, she's amazing, and sang beautifully. And if you've seen her documentary, I mean, this disease you're talking about is no joke. I mean, it's debilitating, and you feel horrible for her. But for her to come back from sheer will, I mean, inspiring.
Definitely. I mean, so did you enjoy the opening, or what's your
I
take
hated
on
it. I hated it. Girl, you know I love it. I love all the drama. I love the drama. I love you know me. I love everything that's too much. Yes. And they were doing the most, so I loved it.
Shout out to all there were a few older women that actually participated. So I just wanted to give it, like Mary Hannah, she's 69, she's from Australia, and she was making history as being the oldest athlete in the competition at 69. And even Simone Biles, who's been winning a bunch of gold, she is 27, which is, that's considered up there for a gymnast. And you had Laura Crott, who's 58. She's with 2 Olympic medals. And so we just wanted to give a shout out to let women of a certain age, you could still compete, you could still be sexy. But speaking of America, let's move on to these elections.
Before you move on, can I give a shout out to someone at the Olympics?
Oh.
Remember, did you see the pole vault where the guy's penis knocked the stick off?
Oh my! I was trying to avoid that.
Oh, were you? How could you avoid that? Did you watch the Olympics? Clearly, you did not watch the Olympics. Clearly, you're not an American.
Go ahead, tell everyone about the pole vaulter who lost.
It's the only time that having a Big Johnson is not a good thing, because he ended up disqualifying himself. And shout out to French pole vaulter Anthony Amorati.
It was really the pole vaulter, as he was going over, the penis got in the way. I thought they wore jock straps, but I guess they didn't. And,
No, he did not.
Oh, poor baby.
His penis had a whole mind of its own and did not want to win. Also, can I say one more thing about the Olympics? Yes. I feel like I am wondering why Snoop Dogg is living my life right now, because why is Snoop in Paris, like, with Martha Stewart judging, like, dressage horses dancing sideways? Like, that should be me. Like, why am I here, even though I love being here with you, Loni, but I feel like I should be in Paris wearing different outfits everywhere, sitting courtside, but that's Snoop. Like, when did he become the ambassador for the United States?
Well, he has been working with NBC for a while. Snoop Dogg has. I actually did something with him, a project called, I think we were looking at Dumb Criminals, and that was on Peacock.
Perfect.
And so Snoop has been working with NBC, and so they had this wonderful idea to actually have him narrate some things, and he's been such a great, force. And he's been a hit at the Olympics. Also, shout out to him and to Flavor Flav, who sponsored the American women's polo team. Because, these Olympic athletes, all of them are, they need money. And so Flavor Flav has done that. So you've been seeing all this wonderful camaraderie and and things happening, especially for the United States. Is that what you got everything out for your Olympics? Are you okay?
I feel like my last thing to say is, when I was feeling some kind of way about Martha Stewart and Snoop, I was like, maybe I have to go to jail in order to be invited to the Olympics. But I'm going to take the high road, because I think you're right. They are doing some amazing things for these girls. So shout out to all of them. No shade. And I'm going to move on.
We'll get you with Snoop, okay? All right.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. This is Grown Ass Women Talking Shit. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Grown Ass Women Talking Shit. It's your girl Loni and Erica. The topic today is our girl Kamala Harris. As you know, Harris is now the first Black woman and first South Asian woman to become the White House standard bearer for a major U.S. political party. This is historic. Erica, what is your take on Miss Kamala Harris? And she just picked a running mate too.
Yes, right? I mean, I think he's a good pick for her. I'm really thrilled about how people are embracing her. I mean, she's brilliant and deserves to be the nominee. I have one question, which will take us on a non-political tangent, and I have an answer too, but I want your thoughts. The pantsuits. Like, I just don't understand why she needs to wear the pantsuits. And because I bet you she has like the most adorable body, you know what I mean? But I think that, you know, it's the JCPenney pantsuit and an homage to Hillary. You know, I mean, I think all these women feel like they have to wear those pantsuits because they're in a man's world and they don't want to seem feminine, right? And so I think like, I do that. I know, like in the writer's room, like I'll wear like a sweat, you know, shirt, like I'm the Unabomber, or like with a hoodie, you know what I mean? Like just trying to be one of the boys. So do you think that? I mean, in comedy, you probably have to do that as well.
Well, no, in comedy, well, I will say this about Kamala. She did do a wonderful, there was a front page. This was like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, that Vogue did of her. And she was going up the stairs and she had on a skirt, but it was a suit, but it was a skirt instead of a pantsuit. And I thought, wow, she looked really, really nice. I think that you are probably right in some sense about, you know, the reason why that she wears a pantsuit. People got to realize too is that with her being female, this is the first time that America is actually seeing this since Hillary. And I'm pretty sure, just like what they do with shows, they do focus groups. They do all these like surveys, and people say what they like and what they don't like, and you know, they probably are like seeing her and they are like immediately take surveys and like, do you like her looking like this or do you like her looking like that? And so I think that's where that's coming from. I do notice that since she has clinched the nomination, she's wearing the suits. They're a little more fitted. But also, if you look at the blouses that she's wearing, they're a lot more feminine, and they have like a little bit more style to them. I would love to see her wear a pussy bow. Like, I wonder that would be like, so it's ways to add a feminine touch, but I think she's like slowly adding it in. And I think as she's vice president with Joe Biden, I honestly think she didn't want to look like one up him. Because you can
upstage him,
upstage him with the dressing. So I think that is the reason why she kind of decided to wear like the browns and the baggy suits and things like that. And even like when she had to pick the VP, her running mate, she had to pick someone who wouldn't upstage her. And that was one of the reasons why Tim Walz was picked, because he would fall in line. He's a veteran. He's a teacher. He understands it. I don't think that some of the other ones, not that they wouldn't fall in line, but that publicly the public would come and say, like if she had Mark Kelly or Josh Shapiro, they're so strong that we have this ideology that women can't be the president, which is not true. But I think that people would say, okay, if she picked Mark Kelly, oh, well, he could be the president. You know, and right. That would be some complications. So you got to think all of that with the dressing, with picking people, because she still has to look like she's in charge and she's presidential.
No, I totally agree with you. And I just think it's sad that, like, you know, as women, we feel like we have to overcompensate for our femininity to be taken seriously. You know what I mean? Yes. I think that's the play. And again, I think you're absolutely right when it comes to whether it's a man or a woman going for president, they want to have someone who doesn't upstage them. You know, so Mark Kelly absolutely is someone who could be president. But I feel like Kamala 100% stands toe to toe with him. As a prosecutor, she can argue you under the table. I mean, Trump? She's brilliant. Exactly. I mean, I would love to see that debate, but I think he's gonna wussy out on it. But she is formidable, and so to me, I think that we as women, need to, as we're saying, get our power back and not have to pander to the idea that because we're women, we're weaker. Like, just because I'm wearing a badass dress, don't think I can't come for you, because I can still get you prosecuted. I can still beat you in a debate, and I can still be the president. Boom.
You would like her to wear like a fly ass dress. That's what you would like her.
Well, or like a cool Gucci suit, like you said, that's more fitted, or just I don't mind a power suit, but I think it's, again, if I didn't see, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe she would say differently, but I just feel like I've seen her and Hillary, the minute she became Secretary of State, like she cuts her hair and she's wearing the pantsuits, and I think it's no fault of their own, but politics for sure dictates that, and women have historically not been taken seriously. So I feel they feel the need to go toe to toe with these guys. So I'm gonna cover my cleavage. I'm gonna wear a suit like you do. I'm gonna cut my hair so you can't think of me as a woman when I walk in that room. And I just think it's unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate, but you know what? She's making her way, and as the first, sometimes you gotta, you're gonna have the hits and the misses. And my thing is that we want to make sure for all of our listeners that you register to vote. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm telling you to register to vote. I'm part of a wonderful organization called When We All Vote. If you go to whenweallvote.org, you just go there. You can find out where you're registered, if you're registered, where's your polling place. It's a wonderful place, and it's a bipartisan group. So it's your American right. Make sure you do it. We'll be talking about it throughout this election season. And you know what? I got to go get some water. We'll be right back. This is Grown Ass Women Talking Shit. I'm just to this point where I'm going to go into the Loni rant, because women of America, it is time for all of us to be real and talk our shit. We are powerful. We are 51% of this population in this country. There is no need for us to sit back and say we can't say how we feel and how we think, and we ain't got a right to say nothing. We're not doing that no more. No. It's not going to be like that. We're not going to allow it. Not as long as I'm your friend. Not as long as you got Loni the Love and Erica the Montolfo.
Again, wrong. Always wrong. This bitch.
Listeners, I'm always pronouncing her last name wrong, because it's like, is that Italian? Your name? Montolfo?
It's Argentinian. My first husband was Argentinian. At this point, it's just abusive. You're just abusing me at this point. It's hot. What did I do to you, Loni? Why are you so mad at me? It's passive aggressive.
Talk your shit about your name. Talk your shit.
How dare
Loni,
you?
get my name, but I'm just not gonna mention it.
Just call me Beyonce's cousin. You really want to hurt my feelings? Go right for the jugular. No, Beyonce's cousin's here.
You are beautiful, and
So are you.
I know.
Yeah, I know you know. I know you know. And I get your name right every time.
Oh, it's an easy name, though. Hello. Who can mess up love? Okay.
I mean, who can mess up? That's another episode. Who can mess up love?
Who can mess up love? Oh,
Erica Montolfo.
Thank you so much for our summer episode of Grown Ass Women Talking Shit. Join us every Thursday, starting in 2 weeks on Thursday, September the 5th. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a 5-star rating, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram or YouTube at GAWTS Pod.
Goodbye. Love to everyone.
Grown Ass Women Talking Shit is a collaboration between True Love Productions, Dunnigan Lane Productions, and Hark Media Productions. Our executive producers are Loni Love, Erica Montolfo, Montolfo.
That's it.
Okay.
Finally.
And CJ Siege, Poking Horn. This episode was produced by CJ Siege, Poking Horn. It was edited by Chris Cuzio. Our theme music is I'm So Lit by Curtis Cole and Makata. Special thanks to Elizabeth Munch. See you all in 2 weeks.